that brings us to the very end.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one. 10-man smoke.
I love how Monet tries to level up quick, you know, start the game in an easier fashion.
Come on, gold 1-1-1, that's not enough. But you can't make them suspicious, you know. You add yourself like 50 gold every now and then. Can't give out a big chunk like that.
I see. It's like when you're playing Monopoly, if you're cheating at Monopoly, you don't steal 200, you just steal like 50s here and there.
Yeah, if you're the bank, you know, you just steal a little bit every now and then. Or you just give everyone a little bit less. Oh, oh, I'm sorry, bad at maths. Quick maths, NA math. I hate that. I hate that so much.
You hear, everybody? If you're going to be corrupt, do it in a sustainable fashion. Don't get caught. So this first game...
What side do you lie on in Monopoly? If someone stands on your field and you forget about that, should he still pay you or not?
No.
Yeah, right? If you forget about it, it's your fault, right? You're supposed to... Yeah, you're supposed to say it. Yeah.
Exactly. But there's also a reason why people don't like playing Monopoly with me. We end up fighting a lot, honestly, when we play that game. Actually, most board games I play, I end up fighting with the people I play against. I think the problem might be me here, Liz.
It sounds that way, definitely. But Monopoly at the same time, yeah, it's not the best game anyway, so...
Yeah. So let's see what happens here.
Kind of reminds me of Dota, you know? You have a good start and you snowball off of it, actually.
Yeah, but I actually want to play Dota again after I'm done. After I'm done playing Monopoly, I'm like, yeah, we can put this game away for a few years and I'll be okay.
So tell me, like, which lane are you looking forward to the most here? Which one is the most interesting for you?
I think top. Top seems pretty interesting for me. Like, I just want to see what this Barra's going to get up to here. Because we've seen, like, it's been very interesting, right? Because some of these games, Barra gets, like, demolished in the laning phase, still has impact later. Some of them he does very well in the laning phase, and his impact later is a bit diminished. Other ones of them is just very straightforward.
Yeah.
But I know the hero's good mid-game, but I'm still not sure exactly how he falls in the laning phase. So I'll be very interested to see it in the top side.
Yeah, I kind of have a feeling this has to be some magic by Baboka on top lane, at least. Like, you're playing versus Lich Alchemist. I can't imagine that to be an easy lane. Even if you're a Spirit Breaker, you're a cow, you're tanky as hell. It still doesn't matter. And Baboka, like, I don't feel that he has the best lanes to rotate to. That's something that I like on Spirit Breaker DY, actually dropping a bit low, but...
No, Ghost will buy the space, he's fine.
Yeah. I think the lane where we can expect perhaps more kills is bottom. I think this is a little bit more volatile. Like, you have the Dark Willow and Magnus, some crazy Shockwave into Skewer, into Bramble Maze.
So Piggy better watch himself with his positioning, otherwise he could end up dead. Sadly, because of Skewer in the Shadow Realm, it's very difficult for Radiant side to reliably kill these heroes. But as I say that, Kaka goes into the Shadow Realm bottom, but he's slowed up with the Blood Grenade. Could still end up dead. They're going on to pick you. Shockwave will pull him back. And there it is. Bramble, Skewer, right-click, kill. JT drawing the first blood in game 1.
Yeah, this combo, by the way, Dark Willow and Magnus, is so old school. Like, this has been played for a really long time. Even back in the day when you would skill up Empower, you would just skill up Empower, use it on the Dark Willow, she right-clicks you to death. Right now it's played a little bit differently, but still, kill lane, nonetheless.
Netted then that first blood will enable JT to get Ring of Health and get close to the Vanguard. And once that arrives, Kaka can start going out onto other adventures on the map, because you will not be needed in the lanes anymore.
Yeah, so far one lane that we really didn't talk about is mid, right? Like this Sumail, Windranger versus Puck. Top lane, I don't think this is... Oh, that's a lot of damage, actually. And the Blood Grenade.
This actually might be a dead XXX. Yeah, slowed down by the blast. And that's going to enable Ghost to finish him off with a right-click.
Just as I was saying, I don't think this is going to... That stun connects and he loses like a quarter of HP. Never mind. Back to mid lane, nothing new in the east or in the west, depends where you are, I guess. On the mid lane, it's just very even.
I miss the days of like where mids would crush each other. All these mid players are too good right now. They always draw even. Oh, I need help from my support to crush this guy. So annoying. Middle, we might actually have a kill here onto DY. He stole away a water rune. He just wants to stay alive here, and they don't want to chase him onto the high ground. But Bokat doesn't have a good angle for the blinding light. Instead, Paparazzi jumping in onto Sumail, forcing out the wind run very early on. Kaka also making his presence known here with Brambles and Shadow Realm, putting some pressure onto Baboka, but not enough to actually threaten his life.
Yeah, actually, Kaka, while he was rotating in, he took so much damage from the tower that it wasn't really even worth it for him to go in. Like, this new tower range, the way you approach it from bottom, like, it's very difficult for you not to get hit.
Right now, though, Sumail just putting some pressure out in the mid with his win run. It has settled things down a bit because all of these supports had to show up to this mid lane. Did mean that our offlaners got a couple of uninterrupted waves, bringing them back into the game somewhat, especially for XXX in the top lane.
Yeah, some really nice stacks going on both sides, by the way, as well. Ghost is charged. Do you really want to do this without?
I don't know about this, XXX. He went in for this charge, but it might end up threatening his life. Very fortunately for him, it happens to be nighttime, so Ghost couldn't get the vision around the trees. Now Ghost might be in danger. Fortune's End will be there. Some blood grenades and another charge. Do they have the damage? Yes, they do.
Come on,
Bro, are you kidding me? 100 units and or 1 second in either direction, and Ghost gets the kill. But because it is what it is, he ends up losing his life instead.
Yeah, let's not discount the fact that Baboka had an amazing blinding light there too, right? Is that blinding light pushing him away, making just enough space for XXS to survive and move back. And what a play from Aster. Something that looked pretty damn bad, they turn it into a kill on an Alchemist. And it's not like they were supports, you know, like you look at Kotl and you look at Oracle, they're not really killer supports. You don't expect them to be making so much. DY?
It's a focus fire through this mid lane with the Fortune's End, and that should lead to his death. Nice little kill there for Sumail. Some bonus gold into his coffers.
Finders, keepers.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the map, looking at all the stacks as well that have been happening. A couple of ancient stacks on both sides, but the Radiant one has been blocked and dewarded right now by Baboka. I love this, by the way. Yeah, sorry, I just love this from these top-tier teams. They always make sure, always, that they have a fallback plan, and usually those stacks are that.
Make sure that no matter what happens in the early game, you have ways of playing things out later. And Kaka will also double down on this, turn it into a triple on both sides.
No, he actually didn't use the Shadow Realm this time around, so he won't manage to... I believe he won't. Oh, he still
get the triple.
He still gets it. Okay, okay. Both camps still stacked. Actually,
And that the reward is a wisdom rune. You love to see it.
I feel like most camps are much, much easier to stack now as well, right? Like in the new patch.
Yeah. I will say, except for some reason, inside Radiant Triangle, the Ancient feels harder to triple plus stack for some reason. I'm not sure why. But everything else does generally feel easier.
Ghost? Oh, he gets pushed there.
With the Hurricane, yeah. And the stun did go out, but nobody's really threatened up on top. They're all just going to be chilling.
Paparazzi mid lane. No orb on him.
How much pressure is he under? There's an orb on him, and as well as a charge coming in, but they don't even need the charge because Sumail finds the shackle. But Sumail gets RP by JT. But here comes XXX. He breaks up the initiation from JT, trying to create some space, allows Sumail to get off his wand. They find the Nether Strike on the Magnus, and he is now thinking about maybe I should retreat. Sumail will have shackle shot soon, and Kaka has shown up, coming in from the south side, wanting to set up onto one of these supports. Looks like they're going to try and leave behind Piggy, but Baboka's also shown up. They get the shackle shot back onto JT. Fortune's End onto the Magnus. XXX wants the grab. The Illuminate, just not enough damage.
Paparazzi's back.
Kaka still putting some pressure. Paparazzi has returned. 2 heroes caught with the Dream Coil. But Blood Grenade thrown in as well onto Piggy. That enables them to bring down the Oracle. What else can they find, though, from Xtreme Gaming?
Well, Kaka
doesn't seem like it'll be anything.
He's like, DY, help me, bro.
No.
Doesn't help.
Help yourself, bro. You've got Shadow Realm.
Uses that Shadow Realm. That fight was so long that Paparazzi died at the beginning of it. He respawned and joined it again. A lot of misplays there from Xtreme Gaming, just missing some spells. Dark Willow as well, using Shadow Realm without using the damage in the end. But Paparazzi, most importantly, he gets shackled before he jaunts, which kills him in the end. I guess he was afraid that if he jaunts too early, he'll get hunted down by Wind Ranger anyway. And Sumail now, juicy stacks.
This is going to bring us closer towards having Atos. And just as we see in these occasions where this Wind Ranger is playing into Storms, Embers, etc., a lot of Atos can be very effective against a Puck.
Yeah, I think you'd much rather play the Universal Hero in this patch than a Puck. I feel like Puck is more of an answer than anything else. And Sumail, like you just called, that Atos will pay dividends. Like, you get a lot of cash that is necessary for your team. Like, you have what? You only have the Spirit Breaker, right? And it's all cool. Like, Spirit Breaker brings enough catch, don't get me wrong. But having another hero that's able to catch is always good. Okay, how many?
Speaking of catch, this Magnus, this is a triple, I think. Let's see. Granite Golem, Ancient Dragon, Thunderhide. Yeah, they got a trip middle. A shackle shot goes out onto Kaka. They really want to kill him off. Illuminate doesn't connect. Paparazzi finds the Dream Coil here. No reinforcements though to actually kill off Sumail. They're just happy to have created enough interruption to save the Dark Willow's life.
Such a huge party on the mid lane. Medusa and Alchemist just completely left alone. Neither one of these teams kind of ready to commit and trying to slow their farm down. Instead, they're just playing around their mid laners. But it looks like Aster will be the first that rotates down bottom.
They're sending Sumail there. They can find JT while he's farming these Ancients, interrupt the pickup of the Crimson Guard. This could be huge. That feels like an item that has so much value to apply in this game.
Yeah, but he's so hard to kill.
Yeah, it's hard to get there even.
Even on Dark
Instead,
Willow.
gonna go onto this Dark Willow, and she should die, but it's not gonna be the easiest kill for them to attain.
Okay, they do get her in the end though. Maybe a tier 1 tower as well, but Puck, at the same time, Paparazzi, he is pressuring your mid tier 1. So a kind of a trade happening. I really think this bottom tier 1 tower is more important now though.
Nowadays, for sure. Access to your Tormentor, access to Ancients, access to your Wisdom Rune.
Yeah. And
These side lane towers super important.
And they don't even get it anyway, right? Like Boboka, TP's mid, Keeper of the Light's dream is to defend towers, you know? I mean farm.
Just gonna be setting out blast on blasts. DY, well, Sars buddy. Somebody has to get ganked right now. Charge is gonna come in, but the Bramble Mace from Kaka might set them up for a fight on the back end. Dream Coil went onto 2. Here comes Ghost as well into this fight.
Nice
RP
RP.
will land onto the Magnus, making sure that they can kill off this Wind Ranger. Beautiful Terrorize as well, but they can't follow this up fully. The Blinding Light from Popoka stalling out this fight for such a long time. Ghost triggering up a stun. It's not gonna land onto anybody, so it's gonna be a self-stun instead. By some miracle, it's only the Wind Ranger that dies in that fight. I thought it was going to be a lot more casualties for Team Aster.
Yeah, they were deep in behind the enemy lines. The Magnus with the nice RP. Ghost as well just finished off his Radiance. It was a quick one, so he decided to join the fight. I love how eager to fight these carries are. What lane?
Bottom lane,
Pichu.
we're very dead.
Very, very dead. They kill him off. Is that full Crimson flying out? Not really. Just Helm of Iron Will for now. Actually, it is. The recipe is
on the career.
The recipe is coming for JT. So this should be your tier 1 tower pressured down bottom as well.
They have those Crimson. Rads is finished already on the Alchemist, like you mentioned. We're not that many items away from XG grouping up with this Alch and just trying to go as a big ball on the map.
Yeah, they're getting all their items. Meanwhile, some pick-off oriented items are appearing on the side of Aster. That's the Shadow Blade, the big one, on our Mad Cow. They need to play with him,
Spirit
though.
Cow has this.
I feel
They do. Ghost is going in on the Spirit Cow. The Spirit Cow might be dead here, Liz. It's gonna get stunned up right now. Well, You said they need to play with him, but you didn't specify which team. As XG, they go to play around the Spirit Breaker, and they do get the easy kill for themselves.
Yeah, I feel like the hero to play with him should be the Sumail, Wind Ranger, but he's too busy taking down the tier 1 mid, which is also pretty solid. He noticed that pretty much everyone rotated top, so he buys that time. He takes that time and almost takes down the tower on his own.
The question is, can he survive? Ghost is channeling up the stun. Ghost, dude, is playing with so chest out today. They find the stun onto Sumail, but unfortunately, Ghost didn't make the full blink. He stayed in the river, just on the lip of the staircase, unable to get involved in the fight. A charge going on onto Kaka, and he doesn't have that much HP, so XXX might follow through with this.
I can't.
But he does decide to cancel it on the high ground.
Yeah, it's the Bramble Maze. It's so annoying to play into as a Spirit Breaker. You find yourself very often just charging through it. Actually going for Aghanims next on the Spirit Breaker. Like, if you're playing offlane, if you're playing offlane, that's one of your core items. I think a BKB in this game would also be solid for him.
BKB, Ags. I don't think it's not the best game in the world for Halberd, since you're probably not going to be seeing Alk all that much in the fight, but still good items.
Yeah, maybe later on if you need to dispel some Lincolns, pop it.
Yeah, because they definitely see it for that purpose. Because Puck, I imagine, will eventually have to buy Lincolns this game. Right now, Xtreme Gaming, they have the most farmed hero in the game, but they don't have the overall net worth lead just yet. Still a few more minutes before Ghost wants to exert himself in that regard. So they can't let the foot off the gas. I think they still need to play very proactively on the map.
Yeah, I'm looking at Monet right now. I'm looking at the Medusa and just waiting for her timing, right? Because that's literally what this game is about. When it comes to Radiant, they need the Medusa to come online. But remember, in the second series, we were talking about in the second game of the second series, like Medusa was, eventually she is just going to be unkillable. I don't think that her timings are fast enough in this game, but we'll see. Why I'm saying
Bottom
that?
side of the map?
Yeah, why I'm saying that is because of Ghost. Like, he farms way too fast. You also have Magnus, who's going to have a ton of impact. Almost that blink completed.
So they're finishing blink for JT. It just arrives right now. Ghost about to pick up BKB. And obviously, we're about to get a blink for Paparazzi as well. Lots of big initiation items emerging for XG. And like you mentioned, the timing for Monet is still a little bit away, so we have to look towards Sumail and XXX to make the space in advance.
This is more
and
like
Sumail wants Diffusal.
This is more like game 1 of LGD versus what they play against versus Azure Ray. This is more like game 1, yeah, in which Xtreme Gaming should be the ones in control from this point onwards. They should be the ones setting the tempo of the game, and Aster should be just hiding behind the Medusa and counter-attacking, farming. Which so far they have done really well.
She is still very high in the net worth, but big item has just emerged. BKB is up for the Alchemist. So we should see Xtreme Gaming start to make a foray on the map. They haven't been able to do too much in terms of real estate. Only the tier 1 tower bottom taken. But now with the smoke, ideally they kill Sumail and open up space for the tier 1 middle.
Yeah, they have everything, right? Like, not the blink on Puck, that's the only part missing, but you don't really need it at the moment. You have a blink on Alchemist, you have a blink on Magnus, you can really collapse down on mid.
Dude, they're so good on the side of Team Aster with just sussing out where these ganks are coming from. Ghost, unfortunately, will stun himself again. And this is the second time that they've tried to make a big move middle, only to be met with radio silence.
JT,
but they're
though,
not giving up just yet. Yeah, JT's sticking nearby. He wants to find a jump somewhere.
Okay. This ward in the triangle should scout him out a little bit at least.
Middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, they're gonna give up on some crazy gank and instead just go. Just go, you know. You just go and you start hitting it, that's all.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to dare the opposition to come and stop you rather than ask permission to open up a play. And they're still trying to find something. They get Sumail here with the skewer from JT, the patience from the Magnus. 2 heroes caught inside the Dream Coil and they blow up the Piggy. Sinister Gaze drags back Sumail. They haven't even needed the RP just yet. And they should be able to bring down this Wind Ranger. Bramble Maze will be there for an Illusion Orb setup. It enables a double kill from Paparazzi. XXX thought about the Nether Strike, but realizes that there's no follow-up even if he gets the spell off.
Yeah, we talked about how in control Xtreme Gaming is, and I feel like Aster did the right thing by defending with Sumail, but they still catch him.
And they still have the RP, so you need to be careful here. Medusa, gotta watch yourself. JT skewering back this Coddle a little bit south side here, and they should be able to get Baboka down. So now Medusa's in an even more precarious position.
Yeah, just really
Charge
utilizing
up.
their power spike. JT catches the Spirit Breaker.
Why did XXX charge that one? What's happening with Aster? What's going on? These last 15 seconds, they seem committed to just running up into Xtreme Gaming and getting picked off one by one.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it's one of those charges that he wanted to cancel, or maybe just hit him on the high ground and still remain on the low ground. Maybe something like that. I'm not sure. But in any case, this did not look good for Aster. They crumbled. Xtreme Gaming, obviously, they hit their power spike and they are using it very damn well. AC is the next thing being built by Alchemist. Like, not really surprising. They did not lose the Medusa though, right? So that's a big thing for Aster.
Dude, that AC is actually crazy. The AC plus Crimson God, Medusa and Wind Ranger gonna be struggling with their damage output for quite some time yet, just with those two items being available.
Yeah, there's the Fusel actually on Wind Ranger. Do you like it over Maelstrom?
Nah, not this game. It's not like they're not playing it into some Morphling, some Medusa. I just think you could have gotten more out of the map. And also, he hasn't been able to actually hunt down and kill these targets all that often. He's been spending a lot of time just like farming away.
Yeah.
So Maelstrom would have been quite nice in this instance, I think.
No, I agree. I was also interested in what the reasoning behind the diffusal was. But in any case, Aster, I don't think anything has changed a lot for them. They still are on the back foot. They just have to farm up, get that Butterfly, which will be completed, I believe, by Monet right now.
Question, actually, since Monet is building Butterfly, can anybody on the side of XG build MKB to try and help deal with this?
Yeah, of course, you can build it on Alchemist, right? It's not amazing on him, but still, why not?
Okay, how about? Remember the other day when we saw Monet building the Butterfly on his Magnus? What if JT goes Butterfly MKB himself on Magnus?
Look, nothing would surprise me. What I would like to see from him, I'm not sure if I'm gonna get it. Probably not, because he didn't go for Echo, but that Harpoon would be pretty damn sick to get the Medusa even further out of position.
Sadly, no Harpoon is coming for him. He's playing a much more traditional style of Magnus here. All you newfangled kids with your newfangled items. Nah. He plays a classic Magnus here.
The good
With
old
the smoke from
classic one.
Aster. Doesn't connect, so they're gonna just try and go take a Roche instead.
I think
I'm not sure if XG are aware of this.
I think they should be. Like, both teams are very capable of taking Roche early on, and this is huge for Aster if they can finish it off. But it seems like they're reluctant. They don't have enough damage.
It's quite slow.
They're really
There's
slow.
no armor reduction. There's no big magic damage that they want to pop here.
Yeah, but they do see that the shard has been given now. Who got it?
I went through Kaka.
Yeah, they did see the shard, and because of that, they moved back in. But they lost that crucial, like, 5-10 seconds in which they could have finished out Roche. Kaka might be there in time. Look. He even
He
is.
does indeed get you. He throws out the Bramble Maze. There's a double damage rune on Paparazzi as well. And they need to be careful. Medusa, she's stuck inside the Roshan pit right now. There will be a charge from XXX onto Kaka. Curse Crown, still stunning out the Spirit Breaker. And both of these sides now occupying positions around the Roche. Monet really wants to finish the big man off. Less than 800 HP remaining. Ghost now starting to trigger up a stun.
Magnus.
Who's going to be the target? They're jumping in onto the Medusa, saving the Magnus for now. Chain Frost gets dropped down with the Sinister Gaze. Paparazzi goes to finish off the Roche. Gets the Aegis, while they did pop the Stone Gaze. And Paparazzi now returning with the Aegis. They take out the Lich Knight now in the fight. Dream Coil was thrown in onto Sumail. And Sumail, though, he will not die into the night. He throws in a rod of ASOS onto JT, but JT still
Nice
finds the
dodge.
skewer back onto Monet. Monet, Manta dodging the stun. Ghost still really want to chase him with the BKB, but his BKB will not last forever. And as soon as it starts to elapse, he's in danger. Charge going back in onto Kaka, killing off the Dark Willow. Beautiful 2-hero shackle from Sumail. Rod of Atos as well onto the Alchemist. Ghost, he's just being slowed up, controlled up, and eventually will be killed off. As Sumail takes away his life, nobody on Aster has even died just yet. And XG forced to beat a hasty retreat from this team fight.
Okay, just give them the crown. Just give them the crown. They're in my eyes, they're just so strong. Even though that fight for me looked really bad for them. Because they gave up on Rosh, then they moved back in. It bought just enough time for XG to go in there, you know, Dark Willow maybe to terrorize. The terrorize was missed. It didn't connect on to anyone. But they still got Aegis.
Middle, Aster! Oh my god, they almost found Paparazzi. He will be able to escape. Maybe a fight gets set up here.
He's got
Finish the gaze, back onto Sumail. XXX charging in onto this puck. And okay, XG, they just want to retreat. They just want to keep people alive.
Paparazzi still trying to run away, but this Aghanim's Spirit Breaker is so damn annoying.
God.
Like, how do you manage to win that fight on bottom? I really don't know. Sumail?
We'll see what Sumail can do here. He gets skewered back in front of the Lich as well. Kaka nearby has a terrorizer sent back to prevent Aster from helping out Sumail. This Wind Ranger, she's all alone. Ghost is catching up as well. Nice little blinding light from Popoka. Will buy some time, but it's not going to be enough. And now Popoka all of a sudden will get used into the air, skewered back by JT, and brought down by the rest of Xtreme Gaming. What an action-packed game here, Liz. It ends up being... This fight feels like it took 3 minutes because it almost feels like a continuation of the fight that started bottom.
It was a continuation of the Rosh fight. Like the fight never ended, really. All because of the speed and force just Spirit Breaker and Windrunner are bringing to the game, right? Like they can just chase you from bottom to top, still continue the fight. It doesn't matter. In the end, they do get punished a little bit. All the heroes that did respawn on XG, full HP, full mana, all the resources. By the way, I just realized how utterly broken Oracle Wind Ranger is. You use Fate's Edict on her, she's taking 0 to no magic damage. At the same time, she uses Wind Run, so you can't right-click her. And it doesn't disable anymore, right? So you can still hit. It doesn't disarm you, that is.
And then you get to still say false promise for later. That you pop it after all of that is done.
Yeah, it feels really, really good. Okay, so... all things considered, like I really thought this was going to be a major loss for Aster around that Rosh fight, but the way they fought the fight, man, the kite was incredible.
I actually can't believe this game. The fact that we're still relatively even, honestly, 26 minutes in, with everything that's taken place, all the really cool outplays, I can't actually tell you who's better off in the overall game state at the moment. Medusa's still heavily farmed. Alchemist is about to get a next item. It's wild, man.
I'm not sure, but I would say that definitely there are plays for Xtreme Gaming with which they can perhaps swing the game in their favor, but I feel it's getting easier for Aster. And this Medusa is becoming really big. The Idol is about to be completed. Spirit Breaker with the BKB. Once he gets that, the teamfights will become next to impossible for XG.
We'll see what they want to do here. They're just going to get some vision on this low area of the map, knowing that this is Medusa's haunt for the most part.
This is a
She
smoke.
does have a dateless now, though. So yeah, you smoke definitely as Team Aster.
This is a smoke. No BKB on Spirit Breaker, but the BKB on Sumail. Instant charge going on JT.
Speaking of Spirit Breaker, oh, we actually hit the Lich first. That's going to lead them into a kill potentially onto the Lich. The Terrorize, though, comes in, catches Sumail and the Medusa. JT, though, doesn't throw in the full stun. Instead, they turn their attention towards XXX. Sinister gaze back onto him with some right clicks. They really want to bring down the Spirit Breaker. The Oracle, though, with the false promise will buy him space and time. Sumail as well, ensuring Ghost can't chase with a shackle shot.
They still have RP.
They do indeed, and Ghost is actually still jumping in headlong. Sumail pops BKB though, and there's going to be the jump onto XXX. He's still alive with the Shadow Blade. DY not so lucky as Monet. Him and Sumail kill him off after using the Stone Gaze of the Medusa. JT still hasn't used this RP. Jumping on the backline of the fight. Paparazzi thinking about engaging deeper in.
Is there
Now
a charge?
there's the question, how on earth do we get out? There's going to be a charge indeed. It gets used up, but here comes in Ghost finding 2 heroes with the stun that sets up for the RP. They take out XXX. Sumail has no option but to die as well. And now they're chasing down these supports who are trying to beat a hasty retreat.
Brambled.
They're going to kill the supports off, and in the meantime, they can just control Monet by himself. Bramble into an unstable concoction. And now he has nothing left. All his allies are dead, his mana pool is gone, and his life is forfeit. An ultra kill for Paparazzi, a team wipe for Xtreme Gaming, and a 10k gold lead for them as they may be set up for a tier 2 tower in the bottom lane.
Papa God, like the amount of work that he did with Puck, but honestly, everyone on their side, JT as well, being so patient. Like, this was insane. I've never seen a Magnus hold on to, I never seen anyone hold on to a big ulti as long as he did. It was literally on the sidelines forever. And then, when they least expect it, he Yules himself catches both the Spirit Breaker and the Wind Ranger right here, corners them. He probably would have liked Medusa there too, but this was good enough. And the stuns, the control in Medusa, they pretty much just ignored her for a while. Yeah, these fights, I take everything back. I thought this game would be a lot easier for Aster, but Xtreme Gaming, they came here to play. The way they're executing the fights, yeah, is very good. And on top of that, Alchemist now, look at him, Nullifier.
Such a good Nully game. Phenomenal into, what, 4 of their 5 heroes, just heads up, and then even better against the Dusa now. This is so good. What's crazy for me is Ghost's performance in these fights. We're starting to see why they keep picking in this Alchemist. The fact that he keeps finding these super clutch multi-hero stuns, he plays the edges so well. I was very impressed with everything XG did, honestly, in that fight.
He sold boots. He already sold boots. 30 minutes in. Sure, why not?
It's that new tech, man. I've got Paparazzi with me. He's going to make sure heroes can't flee away from me anyway, so who needs boots?
Wait, really? He's got less than 300 movement speed. Like,
it's fine, I've got a Blink Dagger. It's fine, dude.
Is it? Okay, sure.
No,
sure.
It's not fine, but it's fine. It's okay.
I mean, he pops his ulti and he obviously gets bonus movement speed from it, but he's kind of slow without it, though.
Bro, inside smoke, we get bonus from the smoke. It puts us at 340. It's okay. And now we're going to kill Medusa. Monet catches, getting caught out. You will be able to get off the stone gaze, but I don't think this keeps you alive, my friend. Ghost comes in with the stun. Mana pool has been removed. The question is, can XXX bail him out? The Bramble Maze interrupts the charge. So that is a no for the Spirit Breaker. And as he dies on the Medusa, they actually might be able to set up for more. Yule Scepter back onto XXX so they can skewer him back. Stunned up by Ghost. They kill him off.
Yeah.
Double kill for Ghost. Dude, this Yule Scepter that JT bought is one of the most genius things in the world. It's doing so much work in this game 1.
100%. He's gonna catch the Kotl maybe as well. Not this time. Maybe.
Defender gate.
I love the high fives. I love the high fives as well. Across the defender gate, you know, like, you can't approach me. I can't do anything to you. It's like 2 dogs barking at each other from, you know, the side of the fence. But yeah, the Yule's obviously really good. It's not only on him. Kaka has it as well. Anyone else? No, just him and Kaka. I think it's really strong versus both the Spirit Breaker and the Wind Ranger. Gives you some extra catch too, so a lot of utility. We've seen it yesterday actually versus Spirit Breaker as well.
Oh, I also have DY that we just saw right now with the Solar Crest, so he can put a lot of damage mitigation on top of his team. So now, you said earlier that the game plan for the most part should still be for Team Aster to abide by the timings of this Medusa. Are we still in that same predicament? Is there nothing they can do to help them out, to give Medusa the padding she needs to get to that point in the game?
I think one big problem that they've had in these last 2 fights, and it should be a huge game changer, but I'm not sure if it's too late, is the BKB on Spirit Breaker. I really think that item would have changed every single fight they've had so far, significantly. But yeah, he doesn't have it yet, and he's been dying a couple of times. Remember, that first smoke with the Daedalus is when we called for the BKB on Spirit Breaker, and he still didn't complete it.
To make matters worse, there is a secondary Lincoln Sphere picked up by JT, so now we have 2 of them. So Spirit Breaker no longer has free reign of just easily charging these cores down across the map. Nether Strike is harder to get off. And crucially, even more protection for Ghost. So now let's actually count the Ghost buff ups. We have Solar Crest, Frost Shield, 2 Lincoln Spheres, a Crimson Guard. He still has AC for himself.
Empower.
Yeah, and Empower. Yes, yes.
Empower, yeah.
Okay.
And he can get the shard to use Berserker's potion on himself too.
And then he's gonna get stronger from giving away axes.
Yeah, he can get Does he pick up the Aegis though? That's the question. Because what do you drop if you do it? I guess Radiance.
Maybe drop BKB, I don't know.
Okay, BKB is also an option. Probably a better one.
And they're taking this Roche with Aster having zero possibility of contesting this. It's gonna drop a cheese as well for Paparazzi. So maybe you give away the gem to Kaka or something. No, but Ghost takes everything. Takes the cheese, takes the Aegis. He's gonna be the big man here in this game.
Yeah, and he will show himself down bottom. Look at this. They're
So
on
smart.
purpose, on purpose showing him so that they can smoke up and perhaps make a play on top.
And remember,
Unfortunately,
they have a gem on Papa. And they find a better target than XXX. They find Sumail. Will get himself RP'd, easily killed off.
yeah, they missed the terrorize a little bit there. They mixed things up, but it doesn't really matter. They still got him.
Dire's middle tower is under
These brambles, by the way, are obnoxious for the Spirit Breaker. That's why he needs the BKB, basically for the Dark Willow. He's unable to do a lot in these fights. His charges just get interrupted.
Spirit Breaker does have money to buy BKB, but will require him to buy out, so he no longer has buyback available. Xtreme Gaming is just stealing away farm on the map. We're not that far away from them just trying to close out all the high ground as well after taking this tier 2 tower. Also, I love where JT is standing right now. Just ready and waiting to pounce on somebody if they try to initiate onto Ghost. Well, XG, they control the whole map right now. The only person who's not inside the base is Baboka, who's just farming away. Game is hard. You do what you get. You do what you gotta do to get that net worth.
I mean, he's doing a really good job. He's stacking the small camp and the big one, the medium one. He's getting a lot of farm on the cotton. He's queuing up Orchid, by the way, which is also kind of interesting to me. He's not getting any more utility items. Nothing like that.
Do you like it this game since they already have so many Lincoln spheres on XG?
I mean, not a big fan, but yeah, he switches it up actually. He's queuing up Axe now instead. I think Axe is better too.
That's very good. There's like one BKB which is being backpacked right now anyway. So Ignis does feel way stronger than having access to an Orchid.
Yeah, just popping it on top of RP as well, right? Like these fights from XG, they really want to keep them all together and clumped up.
is under attack.
Gonna start stealing away some Aghanim shards as they take the Radiant side Tormentor. Somebody's gonna go Dire side to pick up the Wisdom rune, and then maybe they take that Tormentor as well. Either way, this map is just starting to feel very claustrophobic for the side of Team Aster. Even the heroes that are outside right now, they don't necessarily feel safe. We've seen many proofs of concept that these heroes can't easily get jumped on and picked off before reinforcements arrive.
Yeah, you say that, but they're still kind of outside. They're still farming. They're not like completely stuck in the base, which is what usually happens to teams in this situation. Like usually they're just hiding away, right? Like they're too afraid to do anything. But no, not Aster. And they do have good heroes. Like, as you said, they can catch anything on XG, but these heroes are still pretty damn good. Spirit Breaker, Wind Ranger. Very elusive. And Papoka for the last 10 minutes, he's been on top.
That's what I want Patrick to click on. Patrick, brother, click on Cuddle, please. Baboka's literally just been here, chilling, the last like 6-7 minutes, not doing anything else. That's so funny.
He's got that Aghanim's almost completed.
He actually has 3k net worth. I am shocked and amazed. He might need to deploy it soon though, because Sumail might be dead. He gets RP'd, skewered very far outside of the base. Sinister Gaze will be there, and his life is forfeit. Does have buyback though, if he needs to return here. And Baboka, I'm sorry, my friend. Your little vacation has to come to an end right now. You need to come and defend the base. Ghost did put a lot of work onto the tier 3 tower. It's almost dead right now. JT didn't find an additional skewer, so this could be problematic for him. Buyback will emerge from Sumail, so that will be the signal for XG to retreat.
Yeah.
And no one gets caught.
They still have 40 seconds on the Aegis. Also, an overwhelming blink completed on Ghost, so if they wanted to, they could continue fighting. Perhaps the easiest way to go about it is to wait for the RP. Like, he just used it on Sumail, he used buyback. You can wait the RP, fight and...
Are you seeing Ghost right now, dude? Standing there in front of Medusa Illusions, taking literally no damage. Seems fair and balanced to me. His Aegis is about to expire, and he gets to put back in the overwhelming blink now.
is under attack.
Yeah, DD on Paparazzi as well. They want to initiate. They have him with the Dream Coil, so even though they don't have the RP, they do have ways of fighting here, if they want to. I think it's still kind of scary and unnecessary. Getting a pick off or two outside of the base, then fighting. We're gonna see some Nullifier or Rapier Medusa, I feel like.
Bro, but Boca has... I actually can't believe this. He actually finished the item. He went back to finish off some side camps, and he has a full Aghanim Scepter for himself. This is huge. Not only to defend the base with the blast coming around, but they now actually have... Before this, let's be honest, Liz, one of the reasons they were struggling was that they just did not have the same effectiveness as XG in team fights.
Yeah.
Now you have a big team fight spell.
I like you. I love you for many, many things, you know, and Hopium is not one of those. But it will be a nice addition at least. And they smoke up. They should be spotted. Both Spirit Breaker and Medusa.
Yeah. I'm not the only one huffing Hopium here, because Aster, they're huffing it themselves with an aggressive smoke. But no fights taken just yet. I like the fact that XG, they look and they're like, well, you know, we are stronger than them, but they might have like better higher ground positioning. We don't need this fight, so we don't have to take it.
Yeah, the discipline that they are showing in this game, I haven't seen from them before. Like, they've had some really good games, but nothing like this one. I think this is probably their best performance so far in the DPC. Sometimes the best teams, you know, they get the best out of you as well. Like, when you have a really strong enemy, they just make you play on a different level.
From the moment the game starts, you know that you're playing on, you have to be operating at maximum level. And so far, it's been very good for XG. 26k gold lead for them. And you made the comparison to game 1 of LGD versus Azure Ray. And I remember this exact game state. Medusa farming the north side of the map and trying to get into triangle. Dire side completely controlling mid and bottom, waiting for the next Roche before they come in the game.
Yeah, very, very similar. But that's usually how it goes with Medusas, right? Like, if they're not in control, eventually... Like, I feel like Medusa has two states. Either she finishes the game off 25-30 minute mark, or you come to this point in which she is just hiding on high ground and hoping for that one good defense. So far, I haven't seen a game in which Medusa turns it, at least in this patch.
We'll see what happens here. She does pick up a Nully. Gonna go into the Moonshot next, and they smoke up on Team Aster, trying to provide the instance of a Medusa comeback. They're charging into Ghost right now. Does have BKB to pop. DY also Sinister Gaze back XXX. So this fight, as soon as it started, it's already over. They have to retreat from Team Aster.
Yeah, you need some more control from XG to continue that. Unfortunately for them, JT was a little bit far. He was on the northern end of the forest.
This game is nice to watch, Team Aster, because they are not going to be dissuaded by what just happened. They're like, the only spell we used was Baboka's ultimate. We can go again.
Yeah, they're smoking up and they killed off the full wave. They don't want to let the Rosh go for nothing, right? That's the biggest issue for them. They know that it can be up and the Radiant scan also connects, but JT, he's ready.
He blinks back and they can't even charge him because he has that Lincoln Sphere. So very easy for him to avoid this jump.
Yeah, the problem is, like, you have a better position now if you're XG. You know that they have to come to you.
They do indeed, and they come towards the Twin Gate. XXX will be the first one through, and it looks like they should be able to easily kill him off. Sumail tried to buy space with the Shackle Shot, but it's not going to be good enough. Two heroes caught inside the Dream Coil. Baboka stunned up after the Dream Coil snaps, and they forced a buyback from XXX. He can just TP in onto the outpost
Monet
and join his team very, very quickly. Monet in danger, is on the high ground here. Will eat a stun as XXX going in onto Ghost all by his lonesome. JT now isolated from the rest of his team, but is able to skewer away. XXX maybe not so lucky as he almost died back. The Chain Frost did a lot of work, but with the Stone Gaze being popped by the Deucer, they do retreat from XG, and he's allowed to live for now, but now there's no more Stone Gaze. JT looking for the RP or even just a skewer back. They stun up this Deucer. Nullifier will come out. XXX goes in, wants to put his own body on the line, but they don't really care about him. In the meantime, Paparazzi playing 1v1 versus Sumail, forcing out a false promise. We've got two different fights happening here. Ghost throwing a stun back. It's only going to hit an illusion.
Oracle.
And we will end up bringing out the Oracle. Skewer back from JT into an RP onto Oracle and Medusa, and both of them will die. Paparazzi now got a Dream Coil back online during this fight, going on to Sumail, who gets skewered past the coil. It snaps it, it kills him, and 4 heroes will fall. XG take the W. A long fight, but a successful one for them.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I watched Dota as good as this one. I'm just enjoying myself so much. These team fights are insane. Like XXS, he did what he had to. He gave vision on the high ground at the beginning of everything, right? But unfortunately for him, by the way, this highlight is way later on. This is like the latter portions of the team fight. He buybacks, goes back in, the Manta to prevent Magnus from doing like some massive skewer on the Medusa, prolong the fight even further. Paparazzi being constantly in the back lines, fighting pretty much everyone on his own. Meanwhile, Medusa being isolated because of that. And eventually but surely they found the right targets to RP, to use the Dream Coil on. Even though Aster, positioning-wise, like they were on point. It's just that it's so hard to play against this Magnus. He skewers and separates the fights.
He's also been very patient with when he uses RP. But now he has Refresher, so he can be a bit more cavalier about its usage. Also, did you clock the fact that Kaka's the one that picked up Aegis?
I just did, yeah, not before. He has the cheese as well, by the way.
I mean, to be fair, Ghost, JT, and Paparazzi aren't dying, right? So we might as well give it to him.
Yeah, let's see if they just go uphill. They have RP and Refresher. Paparazzi breaking a smoke. Oh, Dark Willow is going to be doing this instead. Cool.
I mean, she also got the axe from that, right? So she has an easier siege tool from very far away, and they have literally no way to deal with it. They have like nothing they can do against this. This is the second time we see these Dark Willows at around 45 minutes being the primary siege engine for a team, having Aghanim Scepter available.
Yeah, Paparazzi is in. Just messing with them a little bit. Yeah, he's the primary siege, but he also needs vision, so he needs to go on high ground to actually do this. Eventually, though, Paparazzi.
Paparazzi can do this literally forever. They have no way to catch him and kill him very quickly. Well, unless he completely forgets how to play puck, and then they can. But if he's playing at the level he has been throughout this game, catching Papa seems impossible. And preventing Mega seems equally as impossible, as they're just going on the high ground right now. They throw in the Ignis, but it's not going to help them. They've got the Megas taken away. They might bring down Kaka, but that's only one life because he does have an Aegis. In the meantime, they get the skewer back onto Dusa. She's been RP'd up as well. They buy some time with the False Promise and the Blinding Light, but all they're doing is buying time. What they cannot do is buy her another life, as she will end up taking a tumble here. No buyback available for her. Now we have Sumail also fighting away from the fight. As he dies, GG has been called. Team Aster suffer their first loss in the DPC and make this a very intriguing series to watch here, Liz. Xtreme Gaming take game number 1.